Okay, welcome to Chapter 8, Lesson 2, Volume of Cones. Our objective or learning target for this lesson is to find the volume of cones. And we have one vocabulary word for this lesson, and it is, hey, cone. What do you know? A three-dimensional figure with one circular base connected by a curved surface to a single vertex. Okay, write that down. Let me pause the video and then continue when you are ready. Here we go for our key concept of volume of a cone. The words, the volume V of a cone with a radius R is 1/3 the area of the base times the height, which is H. Okay, our formula, we have V equals 1/3 capital B H. Capital B means the base, and H is the height of the cone, or we can do 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times the height. And here the base is depending on look at the picture, it's the bottom of the cone. It's a circle. The area of a circle is pi r squared. That's where you get our base formula from. So moving forward to our first example. Find the volume of the cone, round to the nearest tenth. Once again, it's just like algebra. We're going to fill in what is given to us and solve for our missing variable. Okay, here we go. We have our 1/3 times our pi. Our radius is 3, that's squared, times our height is 6. So that you would punch that in to your calculator. 1/3 times pi, or 3.14, times 3 squared times 6, and you are going to get 56.5 cubic inches. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Make sure if you just write down the formula first before anything else, and then you fill in what is given to you in the problem, and then just solve. Okay, let's move on to our next example, real world example. A cone-shaped paper cup is filled with water. The height of the cup is 10 centimeters and the diameter is 8 centimeters. What is the volume of the paper cup? Round to the nearest tenth. And once again, formula is given to you here, but also always write it down, helps you to remember it. The more you write it down, the more you're going to remember. So we're just going to fill in. Here we have our 1/3. We have our pi. We're going to write 3.14 this time. Times our radius. Our diameter is 8. Radius is half, so we're going to have 4 squared times our height of 10. Again, we punch that in the calculator. We do 1 ABC 3 times 3.14 times 4 squared times 10. And you are going to get about 167.6. Now, one thing we say about 167.6, it's not precisely 167.6 because of which factor you think that is. It is because of pi, where we round pi, because pi goes on forever. So obviously we don't multiply forever. So it's about 167.6. It's not precise, but it is very close. So just remember that. It's not an exact answer. Okay, and the last example we have for this lesson, find the volume of the solid, round to the nearest tenth. Well, here we have two solids. We have a cylinder on the bottom, and then we have a cone on top. So what you're going to do to make this simple, you're just going to basically try to separate them, find the volume of each, and then we're going to add them back at the end together. Okay, let's take a look at our cylinder. Our cylinder, this is the volume of it. This is for a cylinder. This is our formula for volume of a cylinder, pi r squared h. Take 3.14 times our radius, which would be 4 because the diameter is 8, times our height of 4. And we are going to get about 201.1. Okay. That's how we find the bottom half of our figure. Now we're going to find the volume of our cone, the top half. Once again, we're going to have our formula for cones, 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay, write that 1/3 times, we're going to write 3.14 times our radius. And what would you think our radius would be? Well, if it's 8 feet, the diameter on the bottom is going to be 8 feet across up there. So our radius up top still would be 4 feet times our height, and then our height given is 5. So you punch that in your calculator, 1ABC3 times 3.14 times 4 squared times 5, and you're going to get about 83.8 for our cone. So then all we do is we would add up 201.1 plus 83.8, and you're going to get about 284.9 cubic feet. And there you have it. That's the last example for volume of a cone. Any questions, please look back on the video or write them down and bring them into class for our activity.